This is a technical
side
term.
wobble, you mean?
Yeah, wobble's a great word for it. There's like actual technical terms for listing and such, where if you're paddling on one side and you start to get a bob, but you switch sides and you don't have a bob, like that's something to pay attention to.
Are you thinking rolling? Is that the word?
Yep, sometimes you can get a rolling front to back, right? Or side to side, and those are very, very relevant to like wave movement with your boat. Bobbing is more relevant to your paddlers and something that they're doing. You could be watching the ama for some of that too. You'll see it in one of these videos, but your ama can be bobbing like this, or it can be nose diving. You know, it could be riding high in the nose and being heavier in the back. All of those are signals to you that something's going on with your boat.
So, Kate, I find that, I know I'm not a novice to everything, but my contact in this OC is massively different than what it is in the Dragon Boat. Probably because my hips are too big, but...
There's no too big. Like, you fit in this boat, you're fine.
Well, yeah, with a sardine can, but I mean, I guess I feel like I'm squeezing into them, and you do feel everything, but it's, I don't know, it's a different feeling. You feel the bottom part, but there's so much space in between you and the bottom of the boat, and it's just a really weird feeling. Just different.
It is different.
Should I just say that and stop?
Well, it's a good thing to say. It's different than a dragon boat. And for a person who's coming from dragon boat culture to OC, yeah, it feels different. For me, who feels more at home in an OC, dragon boats feel very strange. Like your feet are sideways and not for forward, and I don't like that at all. So, right? But yeah, that means that sometimes your growth curve is a little bit longer if you're trying to unwrite another boat's feel in order to get good at this. So again, you're going to be focusing on the timing of those paddles. Like sometimes my eyes just glaze over so that I can see both sides of the boat, and I can see when all of them come out together, like this. And I can't see when we go in together because people's bodies are in the way, but I can see when they come out. And that's often where we lose our timing anyway. So that can be something that gives you a sense of what to do. People's bodies are one of the biggest tells of what you should do. If a person is paddling like this, what's happening? Say what?
And surely going down and they're probably out of time.
They're not watching, they're probably going downwards. Where are you at in the practice? Beginning, middle, or end? Yeah. Right? This is like exhausted. And so like your calls can be influenced by like, shit, my crew is exhausted. How do I call to help them with their own exhaustion? Yeah?
Paddle for beer?
Paddle for beer is a really good call. Makes everybody excited.
All right, King Lily, there's a dolphin.
Yeah, totally.
Because that's what you see at the end. Is the dolphin.
Yes,
And everybody's like, oh,
right,
we're gonna finish.
right. Yeah, right. The end in sight is such a good call. And we also have to be like conscious of like if we call that there's a dolphin, the other thing that's going to happen on that boat is so it's a great call.
There's a dolphin, keep your eyes in the boat.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Then don't say it. Let's look.
Yeah, well.
No. I'm seeing it when I
Go that far.
So the other thing, I mean, like if you saw this, I mean, what would that indicate to you?
Like going too fast.
Your shoulders going too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stressed. What would you say to me?
Find your hips.
Yes. Okay, good. Oh, thank you so much. All right. Right? Okay, so we're helping people like be conscious of their own bodies. Like remember yourselves. Right?
We get the ballerina call from Alexa.
Yeah, good. The ballerina call.
What's that?
That one?
Find your grace.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, find your grace. Love it. I should have brought my little thing so we could write it.
Yeah. No, it's been really effective. Find your grace. Everybody does sit up in their seats and then finds their graceful reach and flow.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a great call.
Yeah.
Find your grace. What a great one. Thank you for saying that out loud. So, I mean, that leads us perfectly into people's words and tone, including yours. If you hear your steers person starting to bark at the boat, that changes a boat. Has anybody been in the boat when the steers person gets angry or scared?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like the worst feeling ever. Because you're like, if the person who's keeping us all alive is scared, what should I do? Right?
They truly did.
Yeah.
We weren't perfect.
And you guys started fighting, and we didn't know it, and all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, parents are mad. Go back to childhood. Right.
That was so fun. It's kind of hard not to smile, but it was fun.
So you can also start to hear people like seat 2 starting to say things out loud. Or seat 1 sometimes starts talking. And I mean, seat 1 has some ability to talk for safety reasons or line kind of stuff. But if you start hearing seat 1, power in this boat, give me some more, that's a problem.
Or what's happening back there?
Yeah. Yeah. So if that was your scenario, like what might you want to do in that boat?
If you're the caller.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Your seat 1 is starting to be like, where are you guys? Give me some power.
Probably refocus.
A refocus call?
Back in.
Uh-huh.
Or like,
Trying to tell big bench one to be quiet, or are you just trying to bring everybody back together?
Right. That's the question.
I don't wanna single anybody out of.
I think bring everybody back together.
Yeah, I was trying to refocus the whole vote.
I guess my question
I'll
is
just make
whose
it-
responsibility is it?
But usually seat 1's doing that because they can't,
No, you go ahead and pick.
they can't see anything and the boat feels really bad.
Yeah.
And they're working really hard trying to keep the boat from feeling bad. So that's a bubbling over of frustration. So as a caller, you kind of can see that, hopefully you can see and feel that coming a little bit and get everybody back together again. But you could also try if they go, ah, whatever it is, just say, we got you. Call a push, something like that, but just give them that feedback back.
Right.
So they know you're here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, everybody's gonna be
They're gonna
trying
make
to do
it
their
the
best,
best
and you just,
of-
and then that is, I swear, if you had somebody who just can't get rid of the negativity, just say, everyone's gonna try to do their best right now. And that's it. Just, that's what I want.
Right. Yeah, because that is a real deal. Like when you can't see the rest of your crew, your race experience is completely different than everybody else. You feel so alone. And so one of the issues that person might have had is that their seat 2 is not talking to them. Seat 2 should be like, we're with you. Perfect rate, nice job. Oh, good job getting that wave. If the wave came over the bow, oh, we're in this together. And that like totally prevents what happened, like what I just displayed. Yeah.
She said I start singing, that's nice too.
Yeah, okay, fair. She should also be working hard enough that she can't sing. But, so as a caller, like if you hear your seat 1 getting that angry, you know that seat 2 might need an adjustment as well. Like maybe talk a little bit more. While also helping the whole boat focus and come into an alignment, right? Cool.
So this is all from seat 4, then what's happening with seat, 6 is steering,
Mm-hmm.
is that correct?
Yes.
So 6 is steering, 4 is calling, the person in the front has no clue, other than what they hear.
They're also calling.
They got a lot of clue. They're
Okay.
They're the most adept at feeling the boat. Seat 1 should always be the most adept at feeling the boat because they are reading that water and setting a rate based on the feel of their boat. So they're not without a clue.
I think one of the things that sets you up for that positive or negative experience in a race, having experienced very negative race as a seat 1 person, is the culture you've developed in the boat, and how much bench coaching and input you've allowed on like rate, leading up to a race. And if paddlers feel free to give you input on whether your rate is right, they will do it during a race because everybody's stressed. So whatever's been established,
Which is why I am making a very clear expectation that C4 is our only feedbacker, plus the coach. And your steers person gets to give safety calls at any time. But there should be no 2, 3, 4, or 6. No, 2, 3, 5, or 6 feedbacking. If I hear you do it, you're gonna get a correction.
So just ask along those lines, because I've heard different things and seen different things in practice, even who saw me over the years. C2 has been, I've heard C2 described as one of the best boat for the boat, actually. But best deal for the boat. I don't know that you can, that's like a contest for chasing, you know, but that C2 is that person, you've already said this, kind of that person that helps C1 with some, not feedback necessarily, but partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've seen C2, I've done it as C2 with the expectation that that was okay.
Mhm.
We just said like, we feel a little sluggish, what do you think? Should we come off the back? Should we bring it up? Should we slow it down? Right. Like, I'll do that as a partnership, but I won't say, oh my God, would you please?
Right. Thank you for saying that, because we're getting into the roles of the other C's as well.
Yeah,
and
that's
2 is
all right.
absolutely that right. Like, again, it's that just I'm here with you, so you're not a lone person, but it's also like helping that front person read the water plus the rest of the boat. And so both of those people are evaluating rate, they're both evaluating wind power, and those 2 C's should be working as a team. So those 2 people are going to create culture together. So hopefully they can create a style. And the other thing I want to say is that all C's are able to say, awesome job, boat. I'm so excited. Like, I love you guys. So all of that is just so good. So don't ever feel like you can't say it.
So Pete, there's a lot of dynamics in these boats because it is so tight and it's just six. So who is it that helps the amateur that's never done this on the boat?
Me. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, but what if you're not number 4 on the boat? Then who does? Then who helps?
Well, you only get so much help in a race. If you're in practice, you have me, or some person is going to be there for that. In a race, you're more expected to like be your own paddler. You're supposed to figure it out on your own. And again, your caller can give corrections in strategic ways. So if they're seeing one new person having some struggle, they get to make a decision about whether that person needs a call. And we'll get into like all of that part in a little bit.
So if you're going to be in a race, you've been with, not more than likely been with that crew of people for quite a lot preparing for that race. So you've already created how you're going to handle things. Yeah. You're not just getting plopped in with, we don't know what.
That's so true. That's so true. Okay. Last things I would just say is that you are wanting to scan above, right? Impending thunderclouds, you want to know about that. And you will also want to know how your crew just responded to that chase boat coming really close to you. Or that dolphin over there. Or going way too close to this other boat, you know?
Yeah.
Like, watching your crew's response is vital. And they need your help sometimes with managing their risk. Okay. So that's a lot of theory, but it's like, until you get this, like, what word does all of that, like, you don't really know how to cook. So I would like to watch a video, and this video, I was like so happy to find it. I really hope my speakers work. But this is a video that has a lot of different calls in it. And I'd like you to just pay attention to what's being called, when, and starting to get your brain looking at those various things. What are the people's bodies looking like? What's the conditions around? How are the waves moving the boat? Etc., etc. Okay?
No, it helps you.
I don't think that there's much stuff to hear.
But you can tell there's a lot of what's emotion.
Take a look at where folks' focus is.
Join, come low for me. We'll go very fast.
I've seen five jump in.
On weekends.
Take a look at C4. What do you suppose is happening for that person?
Going down.
Name. Yeah.
And then start that on weekdays in March.
Yeah, he is long.
And yes, it's dark.
Or one or two in time, we don't seem.
That's 3 and 4.
But they definitely are not in time, right?
These are guys, they calendar.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, three, dude, find your lower body.
Let's get to see.
Remember it's rotation on.
Take a look at the Yama.
Number 4 is tired.
Just watch the Yama for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're surfing.
It's
Yeah.
certainly getting warm.
What I don't want
So this is somebody who's already modified this video. But
They're about a new week.
your shins are brutal.
Oh yeah, 4 and 5 on the side.
There's always fear.
Because of the condition.
right, exactly.
Way too much washing over the back of the boat.
So this is seat 5's job. Like we use seat 5 as our, hey, you're a newbie, why don't you sit here? But seat 5 needs to be your second best steers person. And they just automatically watch this AMA and they know that I needed to post there because we just turned right into a wave that's on the side.
So you're saying that, so C5 is interpreting that seat 6 as a steerer is not doing enough?
No, you can't do any more than that.
So we had
He needs help.
One person cannot navigate those waves. So you have to have a second steers person.
You just wait for your servers to call that, right? To ask.
Sometimes, like really experienced crews, your seat 5 is a second veteran steers person and they just know when to do it.
Okay.
Yep, and it's like you have this like nice rhythm and
So
connection.
he just automatically steps in and says, we're about to flip if I don't do something.
Oh, 6,
He says post.
6, 5, and 6.
That's all he says, because they know what that means.
But I think they're.
So, did anybody watch how much either 3 or 4 was opening their mouths to talk?
No.
There's nothing, right? And that
Was
was,
it free going hut or roll or no?
I think somebody was calling it Hutter
Oh,
Ho,
not free.
but there was no
no
talking,
traffic, yeah.
right? Because everybody was in the position of I need to get through this. And that's appropriate.
Yeah.
When you get out of that crazy condition and into a little bit more thing, you give a like, what kind of call would you give?
You know how you
Settle
always,
it.
yeah.
Good job.
Stay strong.
Yeah, that happened. Whatever, we got this. Breathe.
Breathe,
Yeah.
We're not swimming.
Now I know what, now I know what it looks like when you don't hit that first stroke on the switch.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
It's quite ugly and obvious.
Yes.
And when the armor got swamped, that's startling.
That's not
There's a wave coming
That's pretty normal.
Okay.
Yep. So I showed you some of the bigger waves first, not to scare you, but to maybe also give you a reality check of what this is versus what most other people do. So you get this nice experience of like learning in a light, gentle place. And so our calling obviously will be a little different than
Yeah,
stuff like
move with it, what those monitors do.
Okay, so let's talk about your job as a motivator. We just modeled it. Whoa, reach it out. That happened. Good job, boat. All motivation, right? Shake that off. But motivation also can create various different emotions. It's not always like energetic, positive. It's also calm and peaceful. Grace, right? That's a motivation. I would say motivation is your closest thing to emotion. Your navigation of the emotion on the boat. This is that grit experience. That your boat has more than they think they do. So how do you pull that out of somebody, right? So these are some of the calls that we have used in our boats. Uh,